become a DoorDash. What was that? A DoorDasher, and I would like to know everything there is to know about what I can get financially on a 1099. Oh, don't worry. I mean, you just sign up for DoorDash. You want to make some money? They'll tell you doing a 1099. And if you have any problems with doing that, all you have to do is go to this website. Americas, AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. So that's Americas, SBDC.org. And they'll help you with that 1099 and what to do, but don't worry about it. You know, you want to make money, you'll go out and make money. You get it in your pocket, and then someday they'll send you a 1099, and you'll worry about that then. But first things first, don't put roadblocks in your way of getting income. And the most important thing about income is getting it now. And a reputable company like DoorDash or any of those, you know, gig economy things, you know, are really, they're all reputable. You don't have to worry about getting paid or anything. Just go out and get some money so you have that, and you can take care of yourself. The most thing to do is take care of yourself first. Then you can help other people. And that's what life is about, helping as many people as you can, but first you have to take care of yourself, you know. And that's what, you know, I'm trying to show people government programs that help you do that, you know. So there's government programs, and really the gig economy is another good way to get income to take care of yourself. So it's maybe not a career. You don't want to be delivering, you know, making deliveries as a career, but it's a good steady wage, and you could come and go as you please, and it's a way to create income while you're trying something that you really want to do, you know, and you start investing, you know, your time on the side in that business you want to do, or taking that course that you always want to get, but also to train for a better job. There is so much now, grant money now, for you to train for a better job than ever before. I mean, if you don't have a degree, that's not a problem anymore. You can make good money with a degree, out a degree, and take a bunch of months, maybe 2, 3, 4 months or more, and get the skills you need. And most of that will be free. You can get it for free. It's just different in every city. So you never know until you go out and look at what's available where you live. But you can get all that training for free. Some of them even give expense money to live on while you're training. And start with a job, $40,000 or $50,000. I mean, that's not aligned with no degree, nothing, and just a few months training. And then you could grow to $100,000. So that's a way to get a $100,000 job without a degree, you know, and just on-the-job training. You could also get training, a decent career. I mean, make, you know, $25,000, $30,000 a year while you train for a career. You're getting paid while you're learning to get a $100,000 job, okay? And that's available. In every county, it's out there. They're throwing more money at these things. There's even money to pay for daycare. There's money for pay for transportation, get cars and things like that. All this kind of stuff, but they don't advertise. And it takes digging. If you're not ready to dig out there and get no's and run into you know, closed doors all the time, you won't find it, because you'll make 1 or 2 calls and they say, no, we don't have that, and you'll give up and you'll miss out. And that's the name of the game. And the name of the game is, when you get no, what are you going to do? And if you don't keep going, you're not going to get anything, because nothing is that. It's sort of like getting a date or getting a job. You know, if you go to 3 companies and you ask for a job and they all say no, if you don't ask anybody else, you're never going to get a job, right? I'm so grateful for the info. Well, thank you. And that's what life is about. What do you do when you trip, you fail, you fall, or whatever, because that's what life's about. Life is about falling. You know, if you want to do something new, I will dig into it tomorrow. Great. You have to fail. You have to stumble. You have to be wrong. You have to do all those things that we're told not to do, and that's the problem. And then Google tells you, oh, all you have to do is step 1, 2, 3, and you'll be a success and a millionaire. That's just absolutely bullshit. Maybe it happened to somebody, and that's fine. God bless them. What about Money Start for a Career? Well, I mean, yes, I mean, there are programs that do that. So it depends on the kind of career that you're studying for, whether they'll pay you or not, or you start making money on the side. And the easiest way to do that is with the gig economy. So I answered a question on, I'm not sure, I'm on Instagram and YouTube right now. I think it was a YouTube person who is driving for DoorDash. I mean, you these delivery services, man, you can make a lot. I mean, I signed up for some of them, and they keep telling me, hey, you can make an extra $200 today, you know, if you go out and deliver and stuff like that. So that's an easy way. And there's things you could do online at home to do like that. Sure, it's not instant. That's okay. You learn. You try some. You fail. You pick your ass up and try it again and fail. If you don't do that, then you're not going to do it. Sure, you may get lucky, and the people you see advertising or whatever, oh my, I just do this and made one phone call and made $1 million. Well, good for them if they did it, but it probably won't happen to you. So don't count on it. Yeah, and that's the problem with Google. See, that's why to me, I don't like using Google, particularly for people looking to help their lives, because all you're going to see there are people that promise you will have a better life if you give them money. So who's getting the better life, you or them? So they have a better life, not you. The chances of you getting a better life are very small. The chance of them getting a better life is very big. So that's why you got to stay away from that. When you want to help, get help to do things in life. I signed up for Lyft, but it cost $700 to deposit for a car. Well, yeah, if you don't have a car, then you're going to have to figure that out. And that may or may not happen. To me, what I would do, if it's $700, if you need that, find emergency cash to do the $700, and you could go to your career one-stop .org, Career One Stop. They may have that kind of money for you to get to, because what they try to do is get you job, get you educated, get you creating money. So some of them have emergency money worth $700 to do that so you could create income. And if that doesn't happen, if that doesn't work, that's careeronestop.org. So if that doesn't help, then what you do is you go to your community action agency, see if they have emergency money like that for $700. That's in the range of emergency money that most local offices have, you know, and they could get. So you're on your way, and you see if that makes sense. It may not make sense, and you pay off the $700, and then you're on your way. You know, some people deliver orders on a bike. Yes, and not only a bicycle, but scooters. I see them in Washington D.C. They're on scooters, on bicycles. You could even walk and stuff like that. All different ways to do that. And there's also things online too you could do. You know, you pick out what picture has a sofa in it or whatever, and they pay you whatever. My Porsche was totaled while I was driving to meet a client. Wow. Well, it's nice you had a Porsche. I hope it was insured. And I'm on disability. I need a car. I need to move. Okay, well, that's two different kind of problems. If you're on disability and need a car, look at transportation. You go to 211.org or findhelp.org, 211.org, findhelp.org. Okay, you go to both of those websites, and you put in transportation. Tell me you have a disability, you gotta move and do like that. And see what you can get in people that help you do that. That's what they do. There's people, nonprofit organizations. Some people deliver orders on a bike. Yes, exactly. There's people deliver, man, there is so much. That's why borrow a car. You know, Turo, T-U-R-O, I don't know if they let you use a Turo car. You can borrow a friend's car, they're not using it. You know, give them some money. Give them a piece of what you make that day. Hey, let me use your car and I'll give you half the money I make. You know, just to see if it's worthwhile. Even if you didn't make any money, it doesn't matter. Tell them you give them all the money. You know, so if you went out for 4 days and made $300 or something, and you gave it all to the person, and they said, well, God, if I made $300 in 3 days, or 6 days, it'd be $600 or whatever, or maybe $1,000 a week. Well, then I could pay $400 a week maybe to get a car to do this and make an extra $600 a week. You know, that's how you do it. You're not going to do it by sitting there and doing nothing. You have to do something, even if it, you know, even if you don't make money, because that's where you learn. You learn by doing things. You don't learn by being smart. Smart is okay, you know, and certainly, you know, not bad, but real smart is doing anything different, anything new, you know, because that's a real, you know, being smart on doing something without doing it, you know, is not really smart. You really don't know. You don't know if it works or not. The only thing you know that works is when you try it, you know, no matter what anybody else says, you know, it may or may not work. Or you're insane. Car insurance doesn't allow you to do that. Well, I mean, or deliver. I mean, the insurance is one thing. It doesn't work for you, then you got to find something else. You borrow. I mean, a lot of these delivery companies have programs, to rent a car for free or part of the money. A lot of people, I mean, I got picked up by Uber and Lyft people, and they rent a car, for that, and make money, and they're able to pay off the rental and whatever. Hey, let's go. Thank you for your help. Okay. Hi there. Loving the white suit. Hey, it's not summer, but I love winter whites. I think that's great. But whatever it is, I mean, nobody has the magic trophy. You try, it fails, you don't like it to you, then you try something else. I mean, the whole thing in life is trying stuff. It's not sitting and trying to think of the best thing. You don't know the best thing until you do it. And usually, at least every business I've done, I mean, my experience is, and of course everybody's experience is different, but from my experience is that the smartest ideas I thought I had never worked, but it led me to something that did work, And you don't know what works, and then when I think of a great idea, this is gonna make $1 million, and it doesn't, but it leads me to something that does. And the first 2 businesses I started, I got money to start them and everything, and they didn't work at all, and I lost money and everything. So now my idea is, you want to start a business, don't use any money to start it. There are too many businesses you could start without having money, and you're probably going to be wrong anyway. So that's why start businesses that don't cost money. Then that way you don't lose money, you don't get behind the 8 ball worse. But that will lead to something that really does work, and you'll find out that way, instead of trying to. I can't tell somebody else how to live their life. I don't know how to live my own life. So don't take my advice, just some experience. And another thing to think about. And the problem is that if you're stopping from doing something, that's it. So you can't do that. And that's why money's stopping you from doing that, then you can't do that. You have to go out and do it anyway without money and find a way without spending money to do it. My sister needs $2,500 to get an apartment now. She has been sleeping in my couch for a week. Okay, Laura, here's what to do. Google this. Go to HUD, H-U-D, put this in Google. I just did a few times. And state, maybe you're in Pennsylvania, so HUD, Pennsylvania homeless. Okay, then when you put HUD, Pennsylvania homeless, make sure it's HUD.gov. Now, there's a lot of other websites that will come up, but the only one you want is HUD, HUD.gov. And when you find that, then you'll see for Pennsylvania, there'll be like a dozen organizations there that help people who need housing, okay, to stop you from being homeless. So your sister's homeless, she's sleeping on your couch, she needs help, okay? So you have her do this, call every one of those people on that list to see how they may be able to help you. Okay, now what's gonna happen? You don't know, I don't know, but maybe something will happen and something will lead you to something else that is not even there. And the only way you do that is by talking to people. You don't do that. I would, sir, in a heartbeat, but one problem. I fall asleep within 5 minutes of driving. Okay, well then you can't do that. You got to find something else to do. Yes, I have something to do, and I keep other. And today I'll be a passenger for now. Okay. Well, no, I mean we all have requirements and whatever, and that's why we have to work around them and use them or whatever. But remote job, lots of remote jobs. I mean, if you go right now, you could put. gig.indeed.com. gig.indeed.com. And you see all these gig jobs, you could work at home, or you put indeed.com and say work at home, and find them. Don't tell them she's on your couch or sister won't be considered homeless. Whatever. I mean, that's a good idea, though. You tell the bureaucrats what they want. You fill out a form. That's the way to use the system. You got to use the system. And thank you very much. And it depends. I mean, it may or may not be true. For some programs, yes. For other programs, no. So you can't say every program for anything has the same requirements. Every program has different requirements, and so you can't say that. So if you have, you call them 5 programs and they all say, well, you can't, can't consider homeless on the couch. Well, that's okay, if you want to tell the truth and just keep going. Find other programs that can help you. And then what you do to those people say, well, you can't, because you're homeless, then say, okay, well, where else can I go? So you use those people to find other things that really match what you have, because they know that better than you or I would. We don't know the programs in Alabama or Texas or anywhere, what's going on or it's too complicated of a life out there. So, but they do. The people you're talking about one area of that problem, say homelessness on the street, they will know of other kinds of things that may be other things to people who need a home. Maybe not homeless, but they still need a home. So, people in that business know other kinds of things. You and I would never know what's there. And every city and county and state is so different that what works in one area won't work in another area. You can't think of ways not to do something because that'll come up by itself. You just do something. Don't think of 30 ways why you can't do that. No, you take any harebrained idea and follow up on it. New member from California, that's the first thing I need to do. What's the first thing I need to do? Send me a check. No. The first thing you need to do is go to Let's Go Help on Facebook. And on Let's Go Help too. Make sure you sign up, go to Let's Go Help on Facebook and get the link to Let's Go Help too. It's a free link. You do not have to join Let's Go Help too if you're already a member on Let's Go Help, okay? Remember that. So that's free for both. And because on Let's Go Help too, what's important there is we have a lot of services that are not on Facebook and to make sure that you're aware of them. Like we have a lot of free live video training workshops on Let's Go Help too. There's like 3 or 4 a week now we have them. Sabrina's cranking these out and they're great and they help people one-on-one like I could never be able to do. So you do that. You apply to our grant. We have a grant every month now, okay? So every month we give out $40,000. $40,000. Small little business. I never thought I could do that. We've given out over $100,000 now over the last year or so. And that is just beyond any possible dream I could do. And we give it back to members because the members are the ones that make this possible. You make all this possible. Without you and without everybody said, I can't do a service like this and charge only $20. And I didn't believe them. I said, there has to be a way because the people who could only afford $20 are the people who really need this. I used to sell this stuff for $20,000, not 20, because the rich people will pay $20,000 because they know they can make $1 million out of this stuff, but they don't need help. The people who could barely afford $20, they're the people I want to help. And somehow it came to a point where we're profitable. And so now with the profits, I want to give it back to those people that made it profitable. And they're the members. So we give back, now we're up to $40,000 every month. And you apply. All you have to do is tell us what you would do with $1,000. Simplest grant you'll ever find on the internet. All you have to do is tell us what you would do with $1,000. And we choose them. We have a panel, 6 or 7 people. They read every one of those applications. We choose about 70 people, to give $1,000 or $500, and that's the biggest joy we have in life is seeing how important. $1,000 is peanuts really in Washington, D.C. That's that's what Washington will find in the couch cushions. It's so meaningless here, but it's very important. Half the people in this country cannot afford a $500 bill that would come in. They don't have that kind of money. So that's who we want to help, are the people, the half of the country who cannot afford that. So they get, they get stopped cold if they get a surprise $500 bill. So that's why we give $500,000 to 70 people every month from our profits. We pay us first. You got to take care of yourself first so we could keep doing this. and then we give grants to people. I was receiving a $500 back in March for my aunt, and she was able to get couches. Oh, good. She could, thank you. Oh, that's so nice, Mrs. Such. So see, that's what you could also do, is apply for the money, not only for yourself, but for a loved one, a friend, somebody in your community who needs $1,000, okay? So apply for them. You don't have to be yourself. Learn the gift of giving. I mean, to me, the most selfish thing in the world, is to give, because it feels so good. We're all trained to be the most selfish thing in the world is to get. But I'm sorry, maybe I'm just an old fart and don't know better. When is the deadline? Every month at the 4th of the month for rental assistance. So the next month will be November 4th is the next deadline. And then when we got that, we close that, then start another one for December 4th. Wow, so that's Christmas. So you could give somebody you know a $1,000 gift, right, for Christmas. How's that? Yeah, and then you could do it for the 4th of January and give them somebody a $1,000 gift in January to start the new year and get out of some debt or solve a problem or whatever it is. And that's it. Oh, Mrs. Stetch, can you write a review about what had happened, you know, on Let's Go Help or Let's Go Help 2? We have something on Let's Go Help 2 called a Government Grant Gopher Award. So, see, I believe that to get help or money or anything, you got to act like a gopher. You got to dig, man. So you have to be a government grant gopher to get this stuff, not just, you know, click on a link and fill out a blanks or whatever. No. You got to be a gopher and be really to dig at it. And that's why your phone is your best friend. That's the best friend to get any money out of the government or anywhere else in this country. Talk to people. Otherwise, if you're on the internet or on the phone, on the web or something like that, you're just talking to robots, man. And the robots don't care about you and you don't care about them. And that's why you're miserable. And then the other thing is that so many customer service real people are acting like robots. They're just reading a script, you know. And did I answer all your questions today? Yeah, they don't give a shit, right? They're just reading something. It's not a human being you're talking to. So that's why if you talk to these people that are giving out the money, you know, and you talk to them, they're government employees. They have to talk to you. I mean, they don't really have to. They may not, but they're available to, you know, and you call enough and it'll happen. You know, it's all a numbers game. It's a numbers game. So play the numbers. If you expect to make the call once or twice and get all your problems solved, man, it's not going to happen. You may get lucky, and then I'll put you in an infomercial. That's what we do in the infomercials. Somebody made it so easy, and it looks like everybody make it easy. But it doesn't happen that way. It won't. It may. But don't plan for it may happening unless you have something better to do. You have something better to do, fine. There's a lot of things to do in life. I remember seeing your commercials as a kid. Yeah, I was a kid back then too. You used to interrupt me in my after-school cartoons, right? That was cheap advertising and cartoons. Now I'm checking out for financial wisdom. Well, so a guy was in a cartoon. You're now there's something to say about your education, isn't it? But nobody knows the right answer. You know, we're all guessing. We have no idea what we're doing, and we're all scared as hell. You know, for other people who needed help. I'm not sure what that means. Good evening, guys. Here, the chat for Mr. Lesko's live chats. I'm very happy with the guidance and would like to thank you for all your being a community of individuals that pay it forward with knowledge. Well, that's often nice. Through my eyes. That's nice. I called the email, applied, begged. Oh my God. What if you need emergency funds tomorrow? Well, tomorrow will be had, but you got to try. Okay. There's. If you remember, Mary, I don't know if you remember, I have something called a mega grants report. This is a report about 75 pages of all the best sources of money and help in the government by 36 topics. So one of the topics is emergency money. And I got 7 programs there, 7 sources to start for emergency money. Okay, they're at a good place is if you go to, if you're not a member, then go to 211.org or findhelp.org. And then search for the keyword is financial assistance, okay? So you put financial assistance in 211.org or findhelp.org. And then you'll come up, probably about a half a dozen or a dozen sites. Now, what you have to do is sit down with a phone and a paper or a crossword puzzle or whatever to wait on hold or whatever the hell it takes. And it'd be like my friend Eric Yaverbaum, who taught me all this, and they'd put him on hold when we started working together, and for like a half hour, and they'd pick up the phone, the son of a bitch was still there, then they had to talk to him. And that's what life is. I mean, if you don't go away, then they have to put up with you. So you got to keep showing up in front of them. So you you go to financial assistant financial assistant on 211 and find help and call every one of those offices. I mean, it'll be people like your community action agency, other nonprofits are there, or the Catholic Charities or something. You just call, man. Everybody on that list, they're there, they get paid, they're professional people whose job it is to help you with financial problems. Now, they may or may not help you, that's fine, but they're supposed to do that. Yeah. Okay, somebody says, where do I apply for the $4,266? Well, that's the problem. That's what I try to solve for like the last 40 or 50 years, is where do you get all those things? And there's no one place to do that. Now, $14,000 is what I estimate is the average grant that people get from the government. Okay, the government has X amount of dollars that they give out every year. It's like $2-3 trillion they give to people in free money. Okay, so that's the amount of free money they give to individuals, not big grants to big organizations. No, people that pay their living and stuff like that, okay? Most of that is not even called grants, and so that's it. So that boils down to about $15,000 per adult in the United States, okay? But there's tens of thousands of programs it's done. It's at federal, but most of it's local. That's what we do when you join Let's Go Help. You get a packet. One of the things in your packet is for your state, the 500 best grants, mini grants we call them, in your state, whatever state you are. I worked on those things for about 5 years, this is what the government should be doing this. I should not be in business doing it. Government should be doing it. Never get around to it. I've been doing it 40, 50 years, and I always thought, well, they should be doing it, but in 40, 50 years, they still haven't done this, or they try. I mean, there's grants.gov, and that's not a bad attempt, but it doesn't speak to the average person. So what we do is speak to the average person. I put it in English. The problem is they want to use their bureaucracy language, and nobody understands what the hell it is. So what we do is put it in English for people to understand. The government doesn't know what they have. And that's what they call it something, like workforce development. What the fuck is that? Nobody knows. Well, yeah, you want to work for it? No, but how about $8,000 to train for a better job? Okay, here's a grant for $8,000 train for a better job. But they call it workforce development. So you're looking around and, the government, you won't find it, because you don't know what workforce development. I didn't until I was doing this for so many years, and that's what we do, is do this. Let's go. As a member of the information, are you truly recently blessed? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it may or may not work for people. I don't know. I can't guarantee anybody's going to get the money. I have no idea, and nobody else can. That's why you go on the internet or something and you're looking for people, that say, oh, they guarantee a government grant. If anybody guarantees you a government grant, they definitely full of shit. Because nobody can guarantee except the people giving out the money. And also there's people on the internet who say they're me. And they use my image and all this kind of stuff. And the way to tell if they're not me is if they charge you more than $20, because all we do is charge you $20. So for $20, you could ask us 100 questions a day, take every course every day for 30 days or whatever, because it's a subscription service for 30 days. And so all you can eat. This is like a Chinese smorgasbord. You just come back up to the table and eat your heart out. And that's what we do all day long. It's just answer questions. And that's what I do most of my day too. I'm not a big shot that has a staff and do all. We have a couple of people to help, but I want to answer those questions because that's what the real help is. Understanding what you need. So I could go out and research and use this tool and shape it in a way that is helpful to people. And I love doing that, and I can't wait to do it. I'm in Colorado, struggling with living expenses and finding a job. I finally was able to secure a counselor to help me get back on my feet, and I'm still struggling to find more resources. Okay, well, again, it depends on what you want to do. You want to get a job. I hope the counselor you're getting is from the Career One Stop. So if you go to career, CAREER, onestop.org, O-R-G, remember, O-R-G, that's what you want. Make an appointment, and that's where you get training for a better job. So you can get 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month training and start a decent job at maybe 30, 40, 50 grand a year and go up to 100 grand with no college degree or anything. And if you have a degree and you want another degree or something, you want to be cybersecurity, yes, you could be in cybersecurity, and making 40 grand or 50 grand next month, after taking a short course that they'll pay for and everything. But it's different everywhere. I say that, and you will call somebody and they don't do it. That's all. You just have to start calling some other people. And how would you do that? Okay. Couple of ways. See, 211 and find help is good because that's a list. You need a list. It's sort of like if I give you a list of all the people that are hiring for, say, I don't know, IT professionals. Okay, here's a list. They're all hiring today, and you call every one of them. Okay, now if you want job training, I'll show you a list. You go to 211. You don't even have to join. Okay, you do this. You go to 211.org or findhelp.org and put in your zip code and then put in job training. And you'll get a list of 20, 30 nonprofit organizations where you live that give free job training and maybe even money to live on, maybe even transportation money, maybe even daycare money, all kinds of things. It's different all over. You have to find what's available where you are, and if it doesn't match, you have to keep going and look harder. And that's what it is. I mean, that's the only way you're going to force it onto the system. The system isn't going to come to you and say, oh, hey, you're a nice guy. I think we should be helping you more often. No, they're busy people. They don't know how nice you are. And particularly if you call up and get pissed off because you had to wait on the phone for a half hour, then you won't get any help because they get the same paycheck whether they help you or don't help you. So that's the important thing. You have to remember that. So the only thing you have is you and your personality to try to get help out of these people. And they're there to help. They get paid to help you. I saw many of the veterans, and you're recovering from cancer. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's important to do. So remember, if I could help you, it's letsgohelp.com. And when you get there, that's the $20 thing. If you don't want to spend the $20, then start using 211.org. findhelp.org. Your elected official is also very important. They could make things happen for you, and maybe not one elected official. You have probably 15, 20 elected officials when you do federal, state, and local, and you call every one. That's all. Sure, it's case time, yes. But, so it takes you a day. So it takes you 2 days. I mean, what'd you do the last 2 days? Did you get any money? No. So what the hell if you spent 2 days on the phone? Yeah. Question, are there grants to get, yes. And there's a lot for that because they need a lot of truck drivers. And you can get that training for free. Don't pay somebody. You're just going to have to look harder if you're running into people. And that's why stay away from Google. Go to things like your career one-stop center. They'll know of programs like that. Go to 211.org or findhelp.org and look for job training. And even if they're training people for cybersecurity, call those people and ask them about getting a CDL. And do you know of any other companies that would help me get a CDL? That's the way to call your local community college. They're the best deal in this town. And they get a lot of grant money to train CDL people, for free. So see what they have. And if they don't have what you want, ask them who may have it so that you could use that way, that they could point you into the right direction. And that's what it is. You use the people who don't give you anything to find other people that may have something because they're studying that. They're in that world every day, helping people to get this training, going to seminars and other people and running in similar businesses or organizations. So that's what it is. You use people. People are the best thing in the internet now because there's too much on the internet for anybody to know. And most of the stuff on the internet is people wanting your money. What you want to find are the people who give you money. Google doesn't show you people who give you money. Google shows you people who want to get your money because Google has to get paid from advertisers, okay? So they have to find you so you could give money to somebody who's going to give Google money. And that's where it happens when the same thing is free. And that's important. Yes, for truck drivers, financial assistance, truck driving training, and a license, all that. Okay, start digging away and finding it, okay? And that's right. Start with careeronestop.org, go to 211.org and findhelp.org and look for job training. Go to your, make an appointment with a counselor at your local community college and ask them about it, okay? You want to talk to people who know about it, not people who are trying to make money from you, okay? Because they'll just think of some way to get money out of you. And it may not be the best for you. Tammy, there she is. Okay, you're all over, Tammy. You're a busy lady. Thank you, Tammy. Hope you got my note. Thank you.